You were a Birmingham deputy sheriff in 1965, correct?
One of many, correct.
Did you know the victim, Conrad Watkins?
Yes, I did.
What can you tell us about him?
Family man, churchgoer. Ran 2 gas stations in town, always changed my oil for free.
Did you know he was a member of the Ku Klux Klan?
Objection, irrelevant.
Sustained.
Did Conrad Watkins have any kind of record, any disputes with the law?
Objection, this is completely irrelevant. Whose sentencing hearing is this?
Your Honor, I'm trying to establish the context in which all of this happened. The motives of Mr. Watkins and his sidekick and the racial unrest of 1965 are relevant to substantiate the fear that my client felt when he ran.
I understand what you're trying to do. It's what you're doing to get there that I have a problem with. Sustained.
Did you know Mr. Watkins' friend, Gilbert Mallory?
Yes, I did. May he rest in peace. We used to hunt together.
He's also a Klan member, correct?
Objection, Your Honor.
Sustained. Knock it off, counsel.
Your Honor, you can't honestly believe that the victim's involvement with the Klan is irrelevant in establishing Mr. Tucker's state of mind.
You are not questioning Mr. Tucker. You are sliding this in the back door while you question the deputy. Sustained.
Your Honor, my questions go to the heart of this case. Prior to 1965, Mr. Watkins and Mr. Mallory both had police records. What particularly comes to mind is their arrest and release for the death of one Maynard Jones, a Negro who somebody had taken from his home and set a fire in a cornfield. Now, surely, Deputy, you were aware of those events.
Just because I was a deputy doesn't mean I knew that everything that was going on back then.
Right. Anything for a free oil change, huh, Deputy?
Your Honor.
Withdrawn.
Sounds pretty ugly to me.
It's worse than ugly. It's a nightmare. I've let myself get pushed up against a wall with nowhere to go.
Jogging help?
No.
I like jogging better in the morning while I'm still asleep and don't feel the pain.
No pain. My client could go to prison for 20 years, and it's my fault.
You're not the one who bashed a guy's skull in.
I've never been chased by men with chains and gasoline either. Neither of you. Must have been out of my mind when I told him to turn himself in.
I thought you said you didn't have a choice.
I didn't legally.
Well, good. You weren't willing to get disbarred on this one.
Emmy, I believe what started as an act of pure self-defense may have ended as an act of blind rage. Should he get 20 years? Maybe. Should he walk? Maybe. Was it self-defense? Maybe. Was it temporary insanity? Maybe. I hate it.
What do you really think he should get?
Doesn't matter what I think. It only matters what the judge thinks.
Well, what if you were the judge? What would you do?
Honestly?
No, lie through your teeth.
I don't know. Community service.
Do you really think that picking up beer cans off the highway is a fair punishment for murder?
They were gonna set him on fire.
Look, what those guys did was a terrible thing. And what your client did was a terrible thing. But we do live in a civilized society, and we do have rules. What do you want? Anarchy?
Anarchy. What if you'd been with Collier last year when those maniacs beat him up? What if you had had a baseball bat and you'd seen one of those goons point a shotgun at his head? What would you have done?
But it still doesn't make it right, Rene. This is not our stuff. I'm not going to take anything. I'm just making sure she hasn't taken anything from us. She doesn't have to steal. She has a castle in Hungary. She's a fake. She's a princess. Princesses wear diamonds in their hair. Marla doesn't even wash hers. She's been on the road. See? It's the same on both sides. I told you it was a trick. And look at this. She's from Arkansas. Then how come she talks like the Beatles? Her real name is Donna Sanders.
That's the name I made up to get a driver's license when I toured the Ozarks. The damn Arkansas DMV wouldn't give one to a princess. Something to do with immigration. Got a smoke, Little Red? It's a kingdom coin, smarty pants. It's supposed to be the same on both sides.
Well, I don't believe you have a kingdom. I don't believe you're a princess, and I don't believe in your magic.
How dare you? We all have a kingdom, and there's magic everywhere. You come back tomorrow, and I'll show you the pixie dust. You believe me, don't you?
Yes, Your Highness.
Why did Cole leave with your CD player?
Huh?
Why did Cole take your boombox?
Right. I said he could have it.
Well, it wasn't yours to give.
Okay, I'll see if he'll give it back.
What do you mean, if he'll give it back? Call him up and tell him to bring it back.
No!
Then I'll go get it. Where does he live?
I don't know.
Oh, what now, Amnesia? You were just over there 2 days ago, unless you're lying to me. Were you lying to me, Davis?
No.
Are you covering for him?
No.
Look, this kid treats you like dirt, not to mention the fact that yesterday he turned you into a grass stain and then used that opportunity to come over to your house and steal an appliance from your room.
I told you he didn't steal it.
Then why did he run out of the house like a man on fire?
We could always depend on Mr. Tucker to be there for us. Everybody knows he worked alongside President Carter and his Habitat for Humanity. What they don't know is that he always insisted on paying for all the supplies out of his own pocket as long as he could remain anonymous. I'm sorry, Percy, but people should know.
Your Honor, with all due respect to Mr. Tucker's impeccable character, how many more of these walk-on-water testimonies must we listen to?
Surely the way Mr. Tucker spent the last 34 years is relevant. The court needs to know he's not a serial killer and danger to society.
I'll allow one more.
He drive the kids to ball games, take them on field trips, even created a program for troubled teens, counseling the boys who didn't have parents.
And what did you think when you learned Mr. Tucker was charged with murder?
Objection. What Mrs. Collins thinks is irrelevant.
I object to that.
Overruled. Sustained. Your witness may answer the question.
This whole business is a darn shame, a gosh darn shame. Mr. Tucker is a fine man who's done nothing but good. And he certainly doesn't belong to be all locked up in some jail with a bunch of drug addicts, pansies, and thieves.
I didn't say you stole it. We just want it back. Please get the CD player.
I can't. I left it at school.
May we come in and talk about this for a minute?
I guess.
Is your mother home?
No, she stepped out. Sorry about the wreck. It's my job to clean up. Kind of let it go.